Move around a little bit. Make sure you're starting to loosen up. And then find a place on your mat where you can feel comfortable, equal standing. And as you breathe, start to check in with your alignment there. Okay, by now, everybody knows where everything belongs. All four corners of the feet, hips over the ankles, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, palms face forward. And we are breathing. So I was doing a little breathing practice this morning, and the person who was leading the practice said, breathe in gratitude to your breath. How often do we really think about the breath, right? And take a moment to feel grateful to it. So let's take our next few breaths in gratitude to the breath. Just peacefully breathing in on your own and inhaling and exhaling. Breath does so much for us. So now let's go ahead and deepen the breath with your palms out and your feet nice and grounded. Inhale, float the arms up. Notice how the breath can move things in the body. And just touch your palms gently together and then turn the palms out and exhale with long arms. And do that just a few more times on your own. Breathing in what feels good to you here. Keeping the spine nice and long. And the next time you bring your hands down, just go ahead and keep them down. And now with a slight bend to the knees and hips, just go ahead and loosen up a little more. And we're going to do our cats and cows with the hands on the thighs here. So soft knees and hips, hands to the thighs. And we're going to arch the back and shine the heart forward and round the spine and gaze towards your lap. And just move through this nice familiar move. Now when you bend your knees and hips and move through cat and cow, notice what's happening in your hips here. And the pelvis, what's going on there. And the shoulders. And the head. And the feet. Wow. So a lot of things happening here. And the next time you're gazing towards your lap, just hold here and slowly roll your hands up your legs. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times to release them. And just 2 times forward. And shake things out. All right. So now we're going to move the spine from side to side. Take your feet wider than hip width distance, just slightly. Let the knees be a little soft with the toes turned out. Draw your arms up and press your palms together. Now it takes energy to keep those palms together, right? If you interlace your fingers, you can let go of all that energy because the fingers will hold themselves together. So we're going to keep the palms together. Make sure that the energy is coming in between the hands here. And we're going to tilt to the left. And tilt to the right, just let the legs be natural, keep the shoulders stacked. Tilt to the left, and then as you go to the right, extend the arms, really reach up, maybe that right knee bends a little more, reach up through the left, and come up. We're going to go starting to the left again, left, and right, and left, and then extend the arms. Reach the left fingertips up toward the sky and come up one more time, starting to the left, going right, to the left, and reach, 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 and come up. Now this time we'll start to the right, so right and left and right, and then reach, 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 reach those right fingertips, yes, to the sky, and palms pressed together, and we're going right and left and right, reach open to the left, and bring it up, and last time starting right and left and right, and open to the left, reach, 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 and come back up, bring your hands to your heart. All right, let's shake out those arms. They worked hard there. We're going to keep the legs kind of where they are with those knees softly being able to bend and straighten here. So again, pressing the palms together, keep your hands at the center of your body here. So when we twist, the arms aren't moving away from center. The torso is turning to the right, and then through center to the left, and then to the right, and guess what? Turn to the left and extend your arms. Take it center. We're going to go right and left and right and twist open left. And come back to center. It's right, left, right. Extend the arms, twist open to the left. Now stay here. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips. And then the next time you exhale, take your gaze to your right fingertips. And exhaling, take your gaze back to the left and come center. Okay? All right, so now we have to start on the other side. I think it's to the left. Here we go. Left and right and left, open right. Hands come to the heart. Remember, hands are staying at center. It's left and right and left, open right. And come center, and one more time. It's left and right and left, open right. Stay here. Gaze towards your right fingertips. And then as you exhale, whenever that comes around for you, gaze towards your left fingertips. And then take your gaze back to the right, bring your hands center, press through the feet, arms overhead, inhale, step into Tadasana as you bring your arms down. So let's come into mountain pose now. See if everything starts to line up automatically now, the feet, the shoulders back, and just breathe. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, otherwise just defocus them and breathe here. Now let's play with this 2-foot balance by taking the feet together. Okay? So rather than hip width distance apart, they're touching. And then see how it feels when you defocus or close your eyes. All right, and let's play with the balance a little bit here. Take your left foot across to the outside of the right foot. So you're basically crossing at the ankles, standing up here, and see if you can get your feet to level out here. And then once again, defocus, maybe close your eyes. And release. And let's try it. We start feet together, and then we take the right ankle across the left ankle. Who knew this would be so challenging? Try and get the feet equal on the mat. And if it's okay for you to defocus or close your eyes, because remember, the eyes play a big role in balance. And release. And just think about, did you find that more challenging on one side than the other, or both sides kind of even? Okay, we're going to play with the ankles a little bit now and the feet. So your feet start out hip width distance. Bring your hands to your hips and slide your right leg back, bend your left knee, slide your right leg pretty far back with the heel up, and then press through the heel. You start to feel your calf. Leave your left knee over the left ankle. Raise that right heel as much as you can and slowly press down. So that's the long muscle of your calf here. Pressing down and lifting up and press down and hold. Okay, now we're going to shorten the distance between the feet to about 1.5 feet here, maybe 12 to 18 inches. And now press the heel down and lift up. And you're going to start to get a slightly different aspect of the calf muscle, more into the Achilles here, as you lift up and press down. And then bring your back foot to meet your front foot. Take a big step back with your other leg, heel up. Let the right knee be bent over the right ankle. Press down, calf, and lift up. So we're not moving through the right leg at all. We're just taking the heel down and up on the left. Press down with intention, lift up, press down, lift up. Now take that back leg closer, press down, lift up. Press down, lift up, press down, lift up, press down, and bring the feet together and shake things out. All right, so a nice base of support, right? Now we've got the ankles nice and flexible, okay, and the calves got a nice little stretch, the shorter muscle and the longer muscle of the calf. All right. How's everybody doing? So far so good? We okay? Let's come to the top of the mat. Find the feet hip width distance. And we're going to work our way into a downward facing dog. So float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs. Remember, at this point, we're not that concerned with how far the hands come down. Wherever they belong is where they go. And then come into your half lifts, set the hips down toward the mat, bring the hands down, and step back into downward facing dog. All right. So coming into a nice spread dog, 4 points of contact. Inhale and exhale here. And now we're going to bring the knees down. Try and get them to the mat at the same time. Okay? All right, everybody's wrists okay here? This okay for your wrists and knees? Because we're going to start to do a 3-part crunch from here. Okay, so the wrists are under the shoulders. They could be a little slightly forward if that's more comfortable for you. And then we're going to take the right leg back at hip height. So see if you did this, if your hip hiked up, have your hips facing toward the mat here, right leg up. Inhale, and then as you exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. Bring the right leg back. And then as you exhale this time, take your right knee and your forehead together under the body and extend the right leg back. And then cross over with the right knee toward the left elbow and take it back and bring your right knee down. All right, come on up, come off those wrists for a second and raise your hand if you have any questions, because we're going to do that with the left leg. Everybody good? We're going to start with this in table and we will see it in downward facing dog also. All right, everybody good? Let's come back to hands and knees. If your wrists are complaining or unhappy, you can do this at the wall. You can do this standing up, right? Let's go ahead and take the left leg back this time and take the left knee to the left elbow and back. And yes, this is the beginning of our core work, in case you were wondering. Left knee and forehead together and extend And now left knee over toward the right arm and extend it back. And bring the left knee down. All right, let's come on up, shake those wrists out. Inhale and exhale. We're going to try it from down dog now. You just did it in table, so if you feel like you were happier, you'd be happier with your knees down, you may do that. Come into down dog here. Now in the down dog, what's going to happen, give yourself space in your dog. You're going to be coming forward. So take your right leg up, and as you bring your right knee towards your right elbow, your body's going to come into that plank position. Yep, and take it back, the right leg is up. Now bring your knee and forehead together under the body. You've still moved forward a bit. And take it up. I'm going to switch to my other leg so you can see what it's doing. Your right leg is up now, and that right knee comes toward the left elbow and comes back up. And bring the foot down, bring the knees down, and shake it out. Okay, that was probably, especially with that crossover, probably easier for you in down dog because you had a lot more space, right? Did anybody find that? Okay, let's do that with the left leg. Down dog. And the left leg comes up. Now, the left knee's coming to the left elbow. You're moving forward in space. And take it back. Left knee and forehead under the body. And take it back. Left knee to right elbow. And take it back. And bring your left foot down. Inhale and exhale. Bring the knees down and sit off to the side. Shake it out. All right, so that was a little dress rehearsal for when we do that in our sun salutation. Okay, and I'm going to show you an add-on that you can do when you are doing that in sun salutation. Everybody excited? Yay? Yeah? Let's see some hands. Okay. All right. Inhale and exhale. All right. So that's going to be a lot of core work interspersed throughout our whole practice there. And it's oblique as well as forward. So what we're going to do now, is work on those hips. Okay? Let's come to cross-leg position. Bring the hands to the heart. Lean back. Cross your right ankle in front of the left if it's not already there. Arms overhead. Palms forward. Inhale. And exhale, palms to the mat. Gaze past your fingertips. Start to feel your right hip release. We're going to take it up, switch the ankles, and come down. All right, and this is what we're doing. We're going up, switch, down. So just go ahead and move through that. Up, switch the ankles, and come down. Keep your gaze past your fingertips so your spine stays long. So we're not doing this. Down. We're doing this. You'll feel a big difference in your hips. It's up, switch, down. If raising the feet gets to be a lot, then just go ahead and come like this and switch your feet like this. Okay? All right. So you're going right to left, keeping the spine long, keeping the gaze long, opening up those hips. Yes. So as you know, we start out warming up with a smooth side-to-side movement. And eventually, you're going to wind up having had your left ankle in front, coming down, and coming back up. And there's that right hip and left hip nice and even. So we're going to come up and hold now. Cross the right ankle in front of the left. Now that we've warmed things up, we're ready to hold longer. Turn your palms forward. Inhale. Exhale. Remember the right leg's in front. Palms are to the mat. Press into the mat. Gaze past your fingertips. Exhale. And just release. See if you feel the work in your right hip. How's that right hip doing? Inhale and exhale. And maybe even sway a little bit here. So how does that feel? If that feels good to you, then do it. If you are happier just holding, then do that. Inhale and exhale here. And we're going to take it back up and hold. Remember, your toes could be down on the mat. That's perfectly okay too. Left ankle in front of right, palms are forward, and we're keeping the spine long, palms flat, bring it down, gazing past the fingertips, right? We're not just melting, hunching forward. Maybe even press the palms into the earth, gaze up, and then come back down as you exhale. And again, if it feels good to sway side to side, if that left hip is saying, hey, that's good, then do that. And one more breath here, and then we're going to bring everything up, arms and feet, uncross, and just sit up nice and tall. All right, so just go ahead and let your legs a little open and close here. Inhale and exhale here. All right, so we're going to come back to tabletop here. Okay. And just give the arms a little bit of work here. So come into your knee down plank. And we're going to do 2 push-ups here. So we're coming down and up. We're not coming all the way down like chaturanga. We're pressing down and up and down and up. We're not rushing. And then press the hips back toward the heels. And come forward and 2 push-ups again. Down and up and down and up and press back. Nice strong arms here. And we're going to do that one more time. 2 push-ups down and up, down and up. And then find child's pose with your forehead connected to the earth. You can make a pillow with your hands if you want, or just if your forehead rests on the mat, let it rest. Just have that forehead connected. And then start to find your way to downward facing dog. Make this a very even, long down dog. And I'm going to show you something. Can you turn your head? Can everybody see? While you're in dog, just turn your head to the side if need be. And remember, we did this leg up, knee, knee to center, knee to the other side. And when we do this now, option, extend that leg. In this case, it's the right leg out to the left. And you'll take your arm up. So go ahead and just walk your feet up to your hands. That was just to demonstrate for you. Walk your feet up to your hands. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. Okay, was everybody able to see that? We'll be doing that as part of our sun salutation. Some of you are saying, I remember that, I remember doing that, okay? And some of you are like, what is she doing? I know. Come to the top of your mat. And remember, you can always bring your knees down. You don't have to shoot the leg out at all if you don't want to, okay? So let's just take it. It's your practice, right? So you're at the top of your mat. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Now sink the hips down, hands down, step back with your right leg. And let those hips just wiggle around in this lunge. Inhale and exhale. Okay, I'm going to turn around so I'll be facing the right way. when I'm doing that. All right, and then find your way to either a knee up or knee down plank, whichever's feeling better to you right now. So a little tip here, if your knees are up in your plank, before you go into chaturanga, roll onto the very tips of your toes and then chaturanga down. Knee down plank to chaturanga, also fabulous. We're going to be working Shalabhasana, locust pose here. So bring your hands by your side and your palms are touching your thighs here. Your gaze is toward the mat, so you want your neck just to be a natural extension of your spine. Extend the legs behind you. And we're going to, as you inhale, start to raise the pinkies toward the ceiling and lift the heart. The head just follows along for the ride. The shoulder blades might start to head a little more toward each other. Okay, basic, and release. All right, we got that? Now we're going to add on just a little bit. Shoulders toward the ears, down the spine, pinkies lift. Now the arms start to come out to the side, and then the fingers come by the ears. So you're like this with your elbows bent. Bring your arms back out to the side, behind you, lift a little higher, and release. Rest your forehead on your hands for a moment. Bring your hands under your shoulders and head up to downward facing dog. All right. So we're going to make this dog nice and even, 2 hands and 2 feet. And we're going to go through that 3-part crunch. Remember, you don't have to do every single part of this or any single part of this. Take your right leg up to hip height. Right knee heads to the right elbow as you draw forward. And take it back. Right knee and forehead come together under the body. And bring your right leg back. Now that right knee crosses under the body toward the left elbow. Stay here or shoot the right leg out. Okay, and maybe even if you want to, bring the left arm up, come back around, lift your right leg high, and then put your right foot down, walk to the top of your mat, take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up. Palms touch, and hands come heart center. All right, any sticking points there, things we need to discuss? Everybody good to go? All right, this is a very inspirational group here, so we're just going for things, all right? So come to the top of your mat. We're going to do it the exact same thing on the left, feet hip width distance. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Sinking the hips, hands down. This time the left leg steps back into the lunge. And you kind of enjoy that for a moment or a little while. And come into your plank, knees up or down. If the knees are up, you can roll to the very tips of your toes and then chaturanga down. And we're going to go back to Shalabhasana. So the hands are back by the thighs here. And we roll the shoulders up, back, and down as the heart lifts, the pinkies lift. The head just is a natural traveler with the spine. And release. And now roll into Shalabhasana here. Take the arms out to the side. Hands by the ears so the elbows bend. Arms out to the side again. Arms back. And release. Yeah. All right, make a pillow with your hands here. Bend your knees and let your legs move side to side. That was a lot of back bending. We're releasing the spine here. bring the legs down and make your way to down dog. So remember, table to dog is always there for you. Dog on the wall is always there for you. You're in down dog for nice even points of contact. And we raise the left leg this time. Left knee to left elbow. And come back, left leg back. Left knee and forehead come together under the body and press back. Left knee to right elbow. You can stay here or draw that left leg out and even bring the right arm up if you want. And then bring the right hand down. Spin back around, left leg up, and walk your feet to your hands. Yeah. Whenever you get there, take your half lift, forward fold, float the arms out and up, palms touch. Hands come heart center. And just stand here for a moment and with your hands together by your heart, just acknowledge yourself for being a good sport, for coming to practice, for trying things, and then shake everything out. Inhale and exhale. All right. So we'll calm things down a bit here. That was quite a lot. Maybe we'll go through one more sun salutation a little farther on into our practice. But for now, we're going to take the legs wide. Okay, wider than hip width distance, not quite as wide as if we were going into Warrior Two. And make sure all four corners of the feet are nice and grounded. Okay, so that means the big toe mound is touching, the little toe mound is touching, and the inner and outer heels are touching. And that's going to make sure that the knees go right over the toes, right where you want them. And we'll take this to 5-pointed star. Legs are straight, arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, elbows to waist, and we lift. So we're going 5-pointed star to moonflower. It's a plie, so it's down and up. It's not a booty back kind of thing, right? It's down and up. We're getting those inner thighs. Think inner thigh, inner thigh, inner thigh. Yeah. And the next time you're in moonflower, hang here. Lift your right heel. Set it down. Lift your left heel. Set it down. And lift both heels without wobbling the ankles. If the ankles start to wobble, then bring the heels down because we don't want to endanger the ankles. Now lift up and bring your arms down as you bring your heels down. Okay? So we're going to go back to 5-pointed star. If the double ankle was fine with you, you're going to go double ankle as we come into moonflower and lift heels down. If you prefer to alternate, then you alternate. We'll go even amounts of time. Good, so let's go. It's heels up, heel or both, one heel or two, and release. 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 We'll do two more. One heel or two, and release. One heel or two, and release. And bring your hands down. Let's give those legs a break. Shake them out. Whew. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little sunflower, which incorporates a forward fold. Okay, so we're going to take the arms up into 5-pointed star, and your fold can go as much or as little as you want. Knees out to the side, right arm crosses in front of left, and up. Knees out to the side, left arm crosses in front of right, and up. And we're still plieing, we're not sending the booty back. The knees are going out to the side and up. Take it down. And we just keep switching which arm is in front. so that the shoulders get a nice even amount of work here. Right and left. All right, so you might have started with your right. So the next time you're in sunflower with your right arm in front, take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just ragdoll everything out. Let the legs move, let the arms move side to side. Let your head nod yes and no. And then start coming back to center, quieting the movement in everything. And as you straighten your legs, let your forearms melt a little closer to the mat here. Release your arms, bring your hands to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. All right, let's take a breath. And we're going to do the same thing, a wide-legged ragdoll, this time with the left arm in front. So come up, 5-pointed star. Knees out, left arm crosses in front for sunflower, holding onto the elbows. And one more time, just find any points that you might have missed last time or that you want to do again. Moving side to side in your ragdoll. Nod your head yes and no. Always ending the head nods with a yes. Come back to center. And as you straighten your legs, let your forearms melt a little closer to the mat. Good. Now release your hands to your hips. Come halfway up and slowly come the rest of the way up. All right, let's heel toe the feet together and just move around. Any way that feels good, shake things out. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, so we did a little bit of balance work in the moonflower, okay? We did 5-pointed star to moonflower with the heels lifted, and that started to wake up the balance. So let's continue with sun and moon. Find your feet hip-width distance apart, 4 corners of the feet, right? And it's important that the feet stay big while you're balancing, so lift your toes, spread them out, bring them down. Spine nice and long. All right, we're going to start with the hands to the hips. Gaze is steady, mind is calm. Raise your right heel. And then if it feels like it's right for you to do, bring the right knee up. So we're checking on our balance here. And release. And other side, left heel up. So make sure your hip didn't just do that. This right supporting leg is very straight up and down. Left knee lifts. And we release. All right, so the full sun and moon. Right heel or knee, left arm. Here we go. Pretty familiar. And release. Full sun and moon, left heel or knee, right arm. And bring it down. All right, who's feeling like you want a little more challenge to your balance? Yeah, okay, so let's do it. Right heel or knee, left arm, float it up. Now we're going to take the arms out to the side here and turn toward your bent knee. There's the challenge. And then come back to center, and it's left arm up, right arm down, sun and moon, and release. Okay, we're going to the left. Left knee, right arm, sun and moon, nice and tall, strong sun and moon here. Take the arms out to the side and twist towards your bent knee. This changes a lot of things. It changes your gaze, it changes your position in space. Come back to center and find your way back to sun and moon. Right arm up, left fingertips point down, and release. So that's the hardest part of sun and moon is like, which arm goes up, which arm is down? It's constantly, right? So the way to remember it is one side is completely extended, right? And guess what? If you did sun and moon like this instead, you would still be allowed back to yoga. Any yoga, not just my yoga, okay? So really, you're okay either way. All right, so why don't you play with your balance? If you noticed you had one side that was kind of a little fussier than the other, just focus on that side for a minute. Otherwise, I'll tell you when we're halfway through, and you can do 30 seconds on each side. Okay, so here we go, and go. That's halfway. If you're switching sides, then switch to play on your other side. If you're staying on a fussy side, then stay on that side. Ooh, I know which side I need work on. Got about 10 more seconds, so have fun with it. And go ahead and, as you're ready, finish up. And when you're done, find mountain pose, eyes open or closed. Just let that sensation of balance, where you've been, how you moved, go through you. So not judging, but just sensing, right? What happened? We're just letting it be. Whatever happened, happened. All right, and now we're going to just move around, let the whole body release, see if there's anything that's stuck or talking to you. Shake things out. Do any standing moves that you might have been wanting to do that we didn't get to do. So the practice of yoga is many thousands of years old, so we cannot do every single yoga pose in every practice now, could we? We'd have to be here for probably 10,000 years. All right, and then go ahead and look around, see if there's anything you want to bring down to the earth with you, and come to the top of your mat. Find mountain pose. Let's go back to the breath and thinking about appreciation for the breath, and see if you could just stand here breathing and think about what role the breath has been playing in your practice. Now let's find our way to downward facing dog. So if you choose to go through a vinyasa on your way, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we're just reaching up and floating forward. Take a half lift, sit the hips down, hands down, and it's either going to be plank chaturanga, down dog, or step back into down dog. Inhale and exhale. And once you're in your down dog, let your hips go to one side, knees to the other. If you're moving through a vinyasa, just take your time. Remember, it's your practice. And then we're going to come back to center and meet in seated mountain pose. So the legs are long, the feet are flexed, the spine is long, the shoulders are backing down. The breath is moving. We're going to turn the palms up. They're out by your side. Turn them up. Inhale, energy up from the earth. Feel those sit bones ground down into the earth as the arms lift. And now turn your palms out and notice how the spine can continue to elongate as you draw your arms down. Yeah, and let's do that one more time. Inhale up. So I'm going to start calling this corkscrew breath because it reminds me of those corkscrews that have the arms. And as the arms come out and down, right, the cork comes up. So just like that, your spine is coming up longer, longer, longer. Woo, and shake it out. Okay. Alrighty, let's go ahead and bend the knees. We're going to treat ourselves now. You guys have done awesome, worked super hard. We're going to take it down here. Just take a couple of breaths in a nice neutral spine. Nothing to do, just let the spine relax here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's extend both arms and both legs as you inhale, and as you exhale, take just your right knee in. Of course, that left knee can bend if it wants to, or the left leg can stay straight. Inhale and exhale. And you might be holding on to your shin on the right or your hamstring on the right. Hamstring is kinder to the knee because you're not compressing. Okay, so whichever. Now have your left hand outside of your right shin, right arm out to the side, and let that right knee come just past the belly button. And then let the right knee come all the way over to the left. The right hip is going to lift, but the right shoulder stays put. And you gaze past your right fingertips. And then as you unwind, take your right ankle across your left thigh, flex your right foot, draw both legs towards you, put your right hand through that triangle that your legs have just made. Hold on to your left shin or hamstring and come into pigeon. Now in pigeon here, reclined pigeon, we want to make sure that left ankle, that is actually your knee. Left knee is in line with the left shoulder, right foot is flexed. And just breathe into that right hip. Send it lots of love and warmth and breath. And then from here, extend your left leg, point and flex the left foot. And circle that ankle one direction and the other. And then bend your left knee, unwrap the legs, hug the knees in for just a moment here. Extend both arms and both legs long. Draw your left knee in this time. Again, that right leg might stay straight. It might want to bend. And you're going to hold your left shin or hamstring, whichever you prefer. And then take your right hand outside of your left thigh. Take your left arm out to the side. And let that left knee just cross the belly button. And then let the left knee continue to come over to the right. The left hip is lifted, the left shoulder is still in contact with the back. And as you unwind, left ankle across the right thigh, your left foot is flexed, both legs come towards you for reclined pigeon. Left hand goes through the legs, You're holding on to your hamstring. Some people prefer the shin here. And let's make sure that the right knee is in line with the right shoulder and that the left foot is flexed. And we're just holding here, breathing into that lucky left hip. Now we're going to take the right leg up and work on the foot and ankle. So point and flex the right foot and circle the ankle one direction and the other. And release, unwind, bring both feet to the mat and gently let your knees open and close. If you like reclined cobbler's pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees open, go ahead and come into that. Otherwise, just leave your knees bent. Arms go long out from the shoulders here and open the fingers and wiggle them into a gentle fist and just keep opening and wiggling. And notice that that movement goes all the way up your arms into the shoulders. And then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And with your arms still long out to your side, just let your head move side to side. Check in with the neck, see how that's feeling. And take your head back to center, bring your hands down by your side. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana and you want to start coming out of it, everybody go ahead and scan your body, take any final moves that the body seems to be looking for or requesting before you can settle down for your final relaxation. So remember, you might be laying on the mat. You might have, if you're laying on the mat, you might have your knees bent or your legs straight. You might be near a bed and put your legs up on the bed. Okay? You might be near a wall and just put your legs up the wall. This is your final relaxation, or legs on a chair, your sofa. This is your final relaxation. So align yourself so that you can do exactly that and nothing more, relaxation. Okay? And when you get to where you belong right now, just start to notice the support that's under you. Might be you're in direct contact with your mat, the earth. You can feel the earth under you. Maybe there's something softer there. Just notice that you are being supported, and inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, just let your body melt into that support. Let go of all effort and be in your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you inhale, stretch everything nice and long. And then exhale, draw it all in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And help yourself up to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.